Okay. Like when, like just speaking out loud, like I never could see myself to like really share in front of like a crowd of people. I always was one to ball up in a shell, you know, not to say too much and nothing, never raise my hand, never read out loud, never share my feelings. Like I will always feel embarrassed that somebody else would judge me and talk about me, but at the end of the day, I learned that their opinion doesn't matter at all. It's about what I think about myself and what my family and my children think of me, the people that matter most to me in my life. So, yeah, like I just feel like I'm not as embarrassed to, you know, speak in front of people and tell people my life story, because there's nothing really to be embarrassed about, because we all go through things.
That's right. That's right.
I could trip in front of everybody and don't be embarrassed.
Yeah.
I could stand up here and let somebody ask me, what's my favorite color? What's my favorite? Just because y'all was screaming, say it again and all that, you know what y'all was, you know what you saying. Yeah. I don't know, I felt embarrassed. Like, I couldn't even think of what my favorite food was and shit like that. I don't know. But this all new to me, the sober shit. I mean, the sober thing.
Okay. That's good. Thank you for sharing. Your hand was up, brother?
Yeah.
Come on.
I used to be embarrassed when my loved ones used to see me like out there in the bed and stuff. I used to be real embarrassed.
Yeah. Okay. Look, crack, cocaine, complacency, and candy was the elements that caused me to have 6 teeth in my mouth. Anybody hear that? And when I went to the dentist, thank God for Eli Dental, and we got about 8 minutes, y'all, then we done. And they did x-rays on my mouth, because I was eating on this side right here, was driving me crazy. I said, come on, just feel it, feel it. And they said, we're gonna take examinations, just calm down. They took the x-rays, they came back. He said, look, this side gotta go. The down low, they gotta go. I said, damn, that's everything. He said, you gotta go. Because if you leave rotten, corrupted teeth in your mouth, it can poison your system.
Yeah, that's true.
And I had to snatch, and they had to let them snatch all my teeth except 6 teeth out my mouth. And I'm 50 years old. And people like 70 or 80 years old, they're the ones that got their teeth in the glass. But here I am, 50 years old, doing the same thing. People like, what, up in the age I thought is going through the same situations. Amen. And then stand before people like you talking about and have 6 teeth and still do groups. It was embarrassing at the beginning. After a while, I said, the hell with it. Because I became confident in God. Turn this board off. All right? Yeah. So, because my whole thing was the embarrassment left quickly when I was in the spirit of my high power. Meaning it wasn't flesh mode. If I'm here trying to show off and get fancy and become favoritism and all that, I'm going to be embarrassed. I got a front and all that. But when I really don't care, I'm letting God speak through me, and it's all about, about the foundation, helping people like that, it's no embarrassment. It's no embarrassment, because I'm not the only person in here who might have about denturite families. Let's keep moving. But embarrassment, all right? Embarrassment. How about revolted? Anybody feel disgusted about anything? Disgusted about anything? Yeah. When you go down Kensington, I get disgusted. K&A. They drive me crazy, right? It's like they got all these mini stores open. You notice that?
The 24 hours.
No libraries.
Yeah.
Nothing about education. No stores about you can go in a place where you can go in there and go get jobs or resources for kids and all that.
Yeah.
No summer jobs for the youth and all that. Nothing but mini stores. Yeah. Anybody hesitant about anything? Anybody hesitant to pick up the phone? Because if you pick the phone up, you might hear something that you don't want to hear. So maybe like to leave that phone alone just for a little bit.
Yeah, I be on that phone shit. The hesitant phone.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Embarrassed, disappointed. How about empty? Anybody feel empty inside? How do we feel that void when you feel empty?
Drugs.
Yeah.
Used to be. Used to. What we do now
I don't
though?
feel empty no more though.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Anybody feel empty? How we feel that void? But if you don't feel empty,
Praying.
huh?
Just praying.
Very good.
And trying to think positive, because I slowly but surely learned thinking positive, you get positive. But when you sit there and think about a bunch of negative, majority of the time, negative happens. So.
And if you put your stuff out there, people people out to help. If you let people know what's going on with you, you see that you can get the help.
That's good. That's good, sis. Very good. All right, and that emptiness become what? Fulfilled. All right, with a high power. How about remorseful? When I stole from my parents, a lot of remorse, a lot of guilt, a lot of shame, a lot of hurt to see them crying.
Yeah.
Because my mother didn't give birth to no damn drug addict. All right. But guess what? My mother, she always saw the king in me. Anybody guess that? She saw past the crackhead and she saw the king. And that's how I look at people today. Look past the dope fiend and see a king. Look past the prostitute and see a queen. Very important. Because how you see them is how you treat them.
Yeah.
How about fragile? Anybody fragile? Anybody got fragile feelings? You got to walk on eggshells when you talk to people because their feelings are so fragile and they can go off and get crazy and stomp out the room.
Yes.
All right, okay. Little topics might come up in the air right there that are really real sentimental to you and don't want to be in here because fragility. How about victimized? Anybody been a victim?
Everybody.
Anybody been a victim? How we survive being a victim? How we get over that? There was a sister was here, man. She been through a lot of trauma. A lot of trauma. Touched by her family members, close relatives. And it's hard for her to get clean. A Muslim say this, we almost ready to shut it down. A Muslim sister said this. She said, we used to do groups at Women's Space, our Ardmore. And she said, her and her sisters used to get themselves ready by their mother, who was a deacon. No, they were ushers. Her mother was an usher. And her mother used to get their hair ready to go in the basement to have sex with their father.
Get the hell.
True story. And her oldest daughter is her sister.
There's a movie like that.
Anybody catch that was Precious? You ever hear that?
There's another movie like, remember that movie?
Her oldest daughter is her sister. And check this out. And she could never recover as long as she had resentments towards her mother and her father. It's only when she sincerely forgave them, she stayed clean. That was big, because she was running. Because that was what? Being a victim, being victimized. And it was hard to get past that. Anybody got abandonment issues? Abandonment issues, anybody? So you hold tight, hoping they don't what? Leave. Or push them away before they what?
Leave.
How about, you're isolated. Anybody hopeful? Anybody got hope here?
I'm hopeful about the future.
Very good. What mattress you sleep on? A hopeful mattress
Oh.
or a helpless mattress? Alright. Intimate. Anybody like to get intimate?
Anybody like to get intimate?
Intimate. Now I ain't talking about like sexual. It means you like.
Wrong word.
Intimate is all about. Intimate is like giving of me, and you giving of you. You know what I'm saying? So we have an intimate group of atmosphere of recovery. Anybody sensitive? That's what fragile. Anybody thankful? Thank you, God, that I'm alive.
I thank him all the time. Every morning I wake up.
Thank you.
Go to bed.
Grace and mercy. It was a Muslim brother at 8th and Girard. We used to do groups on Sundays before this COVID came through, right? And he could see as the days progressed. He was in a program called Miracles of Progress. He started losing his eyesight every Sunday. Got weaker and weaker and weaker until he was blind. And he used to come with his stick and sit on the front row and say, "How you doing, Derek? How you doing, Rob?" That's my partner. And what we talking about today? And never complained and was blind. It was a Caucasian guy who got drunk. He was in a truck and fell asleep. And they decapitated both of his legs below the kneecaps. And they wheeled him in for group. And he stayed what? Thankful. Never complained. Never bitched. And thank God for the limbs he did have. I had to see that for me to stay what? Humble and stay grateful. Loving. That's an action. Everybody working on loving themselves and loving other people? When you love you can love other people. Is that true? How about creative? Where the creative people at in here? Creative. They think creative. Their hands are creative. Anybody know what I'm talking about? My lady got me watching this person, treehouse builders, treehouse masters.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And they be building like condominiums in the tree. Yes.
Did you see the one with the bookcase where you press the globe? You press the globe and it was like a secret. It was like another secret room.
I ain't see that one.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch.
Yo, they get deep. They made one for Shaq.
They did.
They had a door for Shaq and everything. Treehouse masters, creative. Use the mind. Use the mind. Courageous. How about everybody feel valued today? Everybody feel valued? Very good. Everybody feel respect? Everybody respecting themselves?
Yes.
We teach people how to treat us. All right. We got the joy. How about free? Freedom ain't free. Is that true? It's a price to pay to get free.
Yes.
How about sacrifice? What do we sacrifice to stay free from active addiction? Everything?
Our life, our livelihood, sometimes our children, our jobs, money.
People, places, and things.
Very good.
A lot of shit.
Very good. Last one. Unfocused.
Oh, I'm very, sometimes.
Unfocused.
Sometimes I get like that.
I get like that.
Yeah.
I ain't focused about this, though.
Okay.
I'm focused about other shit.
Other things, right. Okay, very good. All right. When I'm unfocused, I have no peace because I'm all over the place. I'm schizophrenic, bipolar, etc., tripolar. Everybody good?
Yeah, we
Listen. Always a pleasure coming here. Listen, I love y'all. Next week, new topic, same passion. Everybody gonna be here next week?
I'm not
You leaving when you going?
tomorrow.
Where you going?
Found out home.
You going home? You ready? We'll give you some resources before we go. All right? Got you. Anybody want to work? Looking for jobs? All right, got some information for y'all. All right? Who woke us up, y'all? God. Grant us serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. God's will, not ours, be done. Amen. All right, y'all.